Hello all, and welcome to this. And this will be a lots of things, all wrapped up into a nice little package. Hopefully, you will see. I don't know. I've got this crap all over my face. Um, but we will see. So anyways, let's start with this. So, All Elite Crate. Same people that do the Pro Wrestling Tees Crate. But it's AEW centric. There are only 4 times a year. And I just got this one. This is the first one I've gotten, so I thought I would just do it just because. So let's open this up. We have our little card that tells us everything that we're going to get, which I'm not going to look at. So we got every shirt. Let's see, first shirt. What is this? This is Kenny Omega shirt. Makes sense. This is supposed to be a Full Gear 2021 crate. So there we go. I guess. Then we got an Inner Circle shirt, which is pretty cool. I like that shirt. That's a shirt that I like. Then we got, of course, with the crates, you get the Micro Brawlers. We get Sting. That's a pretty cool one with the bat. Pretty groovy. You get, now see, this is what you need. There's a little Darby Allin mini skateboard. So I'm sure there are people that would go absolutely crazy for that. That's got a little bit of a on it. Let's see. Hangman Page, hold my beer bottle opener. That's apropos. Got a pin. Britt Baker Hardcore Legend. All Elite Crate sticker. What else we got in here? We got a Dark Order patch. That's pretty groovy. Let's see. Got a poster. Probably put this up. I'm thinking posters back here at some point. I just haven't done it yet. I've got more than enough. So, yeah. So this is the Moxley versus Omega Lights Out poster. That's pretty groovy. I like old school posters like that, so like I said, I might end up putting posters back here. And then we got our autograph. Let's see which autograph we got. Let's see. We got Kirishita. There we go. Already have hers. Don't have that picture though. That's a pretty good picture. I like that. I got her autograph at All Out at the Fan Expo thing. So pretty groovy. Like I said, 4 times a year. I'm guessing they're going to be pay-per-view centric. That's the very first one. I'm sure you can go and sign up. It's not like the same price basically as the PW as the Pro Wrestling Crates, the Pro Wrestling Tees does. So yeah. So what else to talk about? Let's talk about Daniel Garcia. We'll get to the other stuff here in a little bit. Daniel Garcia. So past weekend I watched a lot of Daniel Garcia matches. Ended up watching 4 of them. I think most people at least saw 1 of them. At least that will watch this. So we had a Punk versus Garcia, which I thought was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was great, but I thought it was pretty good. I think that, given where Punk is, given where Garcia is, I think Punk gave him a lot. I wasn't real happy with the interference, but I kind of get it. Looks like it might be leading somewhere. We'll see if you follow Daniel Garcia on Twitter. But that was the first one. Then we got, I believe, on Friday, the same time that Rampage aired, because of course Rampage was taped on Wednesday. It was Daniel Garcia versus Minoru Suzuki. I actually at the All Out Fan Fest got to actually talk to Daniel Garcia about this match. He was looking very forward to it. His eyes lit up when me and Chase, who I was with, brought up this match. This was, me personally, I felt like this was the best of the Suzuki matches that we've seen. I have not seen the New Japan stuff, but and I have not, of course, that I've seen. And the only other one that I would think that would be maybe on par with this, beside the one that was just announced, but we'll get to that one, would be the Davey Richards match. But I've not seen that match. So, but I would say out of all of those, I think this one was my favorite. Just slightly better than the Homicide one, but it was really good. Really enjoyed it. So that was match 2. Then we had Daniel Garcia versus Alex Shelley. That match was awesome. That was probably the best of the 4 matches I saw, without question. I thought they told a really good story leading into the Shelley and Yuta match, which happened later. Really liked that, so that was awesome. And then got to see Daniel Garcia versus Davey Richards. I did not get to see the first time they wrestled in Chicago. This was, I would say, really good. I would not say it was great. It just was missing something for me. But I thought that, like, a lot of the chain wrestling and everything was really good. It might have been great. It's pretty close. It was still really, really good. Wasn't as, I think I had very high expectations for that match, and it just did not reach those expectations. But the fact that you had a guy, 23, I believe Daniel Garcia is 23, that had that kind of weekend, and then this coming weekend he's taking on Christopher Daniels, I think says a lot about him and his future. And he, to me, is the future, while Zack Sabre Jr. is over in Japan right now in the G1, basically being the present. The G1 he's having right now is pretty incredible. He probably gave Kenta his best match in forever, I would say. And I think that speaks volumes. And I'm a huge Kenta fan, but I think that says volumes about what he's doing right now. I firmly believe that both the fact that he is right now one of the few foreigners over in Japan, I think he's trying to take advantage of that. I really do. I think he sees a spot opening for him, and he's trying to, fill that spot. I have always been very big on Zack Sabre Jr. If you go back, follow this channel for a very long time, when Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness left Ring of Honor, there were 2 guys I said I thought should replace them, and that was Prince Devitt, who I didn't think would be able to because he was in New Japan and had he wasn't officially in New Japan, but he was wrestling in New Japan, and New Japan and Ring of Honor at the time were not coexistent. But Zack Sabre Jr. was in Noah, and they did have a deal with Noah, and I thought that was the guy they definitely should have brought in. So I've been very high on him for a very long time. I think with Bryan Danielson now being free, so to speak, free to have great matches, I think he's stepping up his game a little bit, and that's a good thing. And just awesome stuff. So, but Daniel Garcia is definitely showing that he, to me, is the future, and definitely go out of your way to see those matches. Like I said, you had the Rampage match, you had the Suzuki match, which was a lot of fun. Wasn't the best match, but I think it was the most fun I had. It was just, watching it, you could see Suzuki was having fun with him, and not just like, I'm gonna hurt you fun. Like, okay, this kid gets it. This is fun. I'm teaching this kid. I'm basically putting this kid through the thing. He kept calling him young boy, but it was good stuff. And that was on, I can't remember the promotion, but it's on IWTV. And that is No Leaf Clover. Out on the West Coast. What is it? Is it West Coast Pro? Is that it, or something like that? Then you had the Beyond Wrestling Uncharted, right? Which had the Shelley match, which, like I said, was great. Just great stuff. Then you had the Punk match, of course, which was on Rampage, and then you had the Davey Richards match, which was also on IWTV. All of these are on IWTV, which you should, if you really like independent wrestling, it's really worth getting. There's at least always 2 or 3 shows a month that I end up watching on that, so it's really worth the money. And that was on, I can't remember which show that was, but that was really good too. So he had an awesome weekend, and then Tony Khan today was like, oh, you know, SmackDown's gonna go against us for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna put on a pregame for Rampage, and that pregame is gonna be Danielson and or Brian Danielson and Fish in singles because they're gonna wrestle on Dynamite on Saturday. I'm gonna put them in singles, and it was announced that it was gonna be Danielson versus Misawa. Oh my god, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Versus Suzuki. As far as I know, I believe they've only wrestled each other once singles wise. If you go back, I think out of a couple times, he said he believes that is the best match he's ever had, and he doesn't believe it ever made. He believed it was taped, but it was never aired. I believe. Some people say that they think they have it, but I've never seen it. I mean, it was when he was pretty young. But so this is an awesome match, and they're putting it on YouTube, which I think is the perfect place for it because that's a match that like all the hardcores want to watch. So it not being on TV, I think is fine. There was that, and then Bobby Fish is taking on and completely like I completely missed this. I was wondering like who he was going to take on. I thought maybe he would take on Garcia. No, he's taking on Lee Moriarty. That match should be awesome as well. Just two awesome matches. Okay. So, yes, dinner's ready, apparently. So yeah. So that will be awesome. And, of course, we have SmackDown for 30 minutes, commercial-free, taking on Rampage. So everyone's talking about this. What's going to happen? I think SmackDown will win, personally, just because I think that you have the no commercials. You're gonna definitely have Sasha versus Becky on that, probably starting that, and then you're gonna have for those 30 minutes, and then you're gonna have Lesnar and a Roman confrontation. That's like big time stuff. And Rampage is gonna have Punk versus Seidel, which will probably be really good. But that's not something that people are going to go out of their way to see. And then you're going to have the Inner Circle versus Men of the Year with Junior Dos Santos, which is pretty stacked, really. But I don't see also that being a big deal, unless, and this to me is the thing. You know, Dynamite is being preempted for hockey. If on the hockey show, while they're doing hockey on TNT, they just start talking about Junior Dos Santos. They start talking about, they really push Rampage. Then maybe it will be a little bit different, or a little. It will be a bigger deal. I think it'll be very close at that point. But that's. Everybody's talking about like what it is. We will see. There's a wait and see. I definitely think Monday is going to be like a crazy day, and I'm not going to want to be on Twitter at all. After 3 o'clock, I just have a feeling this is not going to be something I want to do. So there is that. And speaking of Twitter, so apparently, and I don't understand this, apparently storylines are not the same thing as storytelling. I don't really know what the difference is. Personally, I would love for somebody to come on here and explain to me what the difference is between a storyline and storytelling. You definitely can have a good story within the confine of a match, right? Like Daniel Garcia versus Alex Shelley had a really good story to it, which led later into Shelley and Yuta. Okay, storytelling, storylines, same thing. I really don't understand the difference. That's one of the things that I always hear. Like, oh, well, WWE, I guess they did a poll, and people said this too, but people have been saying it for a while, has the better storylines. And it's like, do they really? They don't have great storylines. Really, they have one great storyline, right? And maybe two, I guess. I mean, I don't watch, so I don't know. that doesn't seem like a great story. You know, that's too good to maybe great storylines within a company that the matches, right? Because the matches, I guess, are secondary to the storyline. Apparently, this is what I've been told. But it's like the matches are part of the storyline. Either they are the end of the storyline, they could be the beginning of the storyline. They could move the storyline along. But because people have the WWE brainworms, they say really weird stuff when it comes to this. And I really don't understand it. I don't understand like why you would think that they're not the same. I don't understand why you would think that like you can have a match, and if the match doesn't tell a story, it's just a match. But if there is just some sort of story, this is one of the things pro wrestling can do because it's a simulated sport, so you can do storylines of some sort. You can always have a story to tell. I was told this today by somebody when it came to Daniel Bryan versus Suzuki. It was like, well, there's no storyline. And I'm like, no storyline? But I'm like, the dude wants to take on a dude he's only wrestled once. And he wants to beat him, and the dude that he's wrestling happens to be one of the best wrestlers of all time. How is that not a storyline? Why does it have to be some drawn out like, oh well, we have to have all of this other crap that doesn't matter, right? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I do not get it. But yeah, I have not watched the GCW show. I am planning on watching that this weekend. I just did not have time to watch it, and yeah. But I do plan on watching it. It looked like it was a show that a lot of people watched because of Jon Moxley, and it looks like GCW delivered, which is something they needed to do. And then, of course, you had the Briscoes on there, which that's awesome. And then you had them announcing that they're going to be in the Hammerstein Ballroom. They did a video where they showed the big room, and I'm wondering if they're going to be in the big room or if they're just going to be downstairs. Right? I think that's the way it is, or is it upstairs? Whichever. The other ballroom, which I hope is not the case. I hope they're in the big ballroom, and I hope they shoot it the way that ECW always kind of shot it as well. I think that would be really awesome, and I think they would do that. So, but anyways, what are you gonna do? All right, I guess I have a dinner, as I'm sure you heard, is ready, so I should go eat. But those are the things I wanted to come on here and talk about. Real quick. I hadn't been on in a while, so I thought, why not? And there was not a lot of stuff to talk about, but some stuff to talk about. But like I said, go find those Garcia matches. They are really, really, really good. They are worth your time. Definitely, you know, I still think Garcia is young. He's still learning. You can see sometimes he tries to do a little too much, and it ends up not going so well. But yeah, and then the crate turned out pretty good, I thought. But what do I know? Anyways, you guys have a good one. I will talk to you later.